Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are here and we are ready for Race Plus episode number 124. And of course, we're joined
by everyone's favorite gamer. What's good, y'all?
It's Gamer. We're joined by everybody's
Hi
favorite
guys,
gamer.
double intro.
He's here. He's among us. Why don't you tell everybody what we have lined up in store today?
So in today's race post, if you guys had seen about what was it, 9 race posts ago,
I'll get the
we
exact
had
episode number for you.
a series of tracks, and that was our best tracks. Rally car tracks, a regular playlist, and what was the last one?
The best tracks that we raced in general.
And best tracks we raced in general. And we revisited that, and we revisited our best tracks, and we are doing that in today's playlist. So we each picked 8 races that we had made that we thought were the best of our tracks, that were all different than the first ones that we did, at least for me. So
I have one that's the same.
Gonna get into it. So you got anything else to add? If not,
then
you're free to leave.
That was episode 123, so it's been 11 episodes. That one went out. When did that go out? March 30th, I believe I've seen. Yes, March 30th. So, yeah, we're doing that. I don't really know if there's anything else of note. Oh, yeah, the rules. We changed. We've implemented the hot lap into a race 9 potential. The hot lap was something we were testing out in a few episodes. We discussed it, and it was one of those things that we felt worked better for that. So the rules on that is race 9, if we do get hot laps, as long as it's not an open wheel race, it is playable. And it follows the same points as the hot lap previously followed in the testing, with the winner getting 1 lap lead point and the fastest lap point. Winner gets 2 bonus points, second place gets 1 bonus point. So that's been implemented as another option for the race 9 randomizer. So we have 6 things now. So yeah, should be fun. But let's jump into it. You do have the 3 bonus points for losing the previous episode. I don't know if there's anything else I had to say.
Yes, I do. Ooh. Okay, so there's 2 left to add. Alright. Yes, I do.
Oh, fuck, I don't want this car. I want this one. Well, see which car I got. I got this one. Sick. Off to a good start. Accidentally clicked confirm as the timer ran out, so that was cool.
Was that a non-modified car?
No, it's a modified car. I just didn't want to pick it. No, this is the first open wheel car that I got. This one I got from the wheel the first week that it was in the game, actually. The week before the car launched, remember they were doing that with the open wheel cars? Safety car, Gamer. So we'll see how the pits line up on this track, if it's one that we will do a launch or if you automatically get the first lap lead point.
Are you doing a half-point race since you picked the wrong car or not?
No, because I did click confirm. It wasn't.
Oh, okay.
It was something that I accidentally clicked confirm just because I went through my helmet and fire suit selection and clicked confirm, and then I didn't realize that I clicked confirm on the wrong car and didn't have time to change it. So it's not. It wasn't the game glitching; it was me accidentally clicking. Yeah, this is one that I got from the wheel back in the day where you could glitch the wheel. I don't know if you still can, but back then you could. Because then you could just, well, it wasn't really glitching the wheel. It was just kind of like shutting your game off right before the wheel spun.
There was a way to glitch it so that you can automatically get the thing.
Yeah, I didn't do that one. I think I just did the. That one's too close to launch.
Oh, fuck.
You can tell it's this car we're racing because we don't really get many safety car laps with the BR8. All right, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, damn it, gamer.
What? Were you not ready?
No, I bounced off you and hit my phone went off.
Oh, we should talk about this right. This is one that's not been featured in the playlist yet. It should be featured in episode 125 in the regular list. But this is based off of your Moon Lagoon tracks, of course. They're set out here in the ocean, kind of around some rock features. As you see them off towards the start of the race, there's a few rocks there with some signage on them. Of course, you have Moon Lagoon, and you had Moon Lagoon 3 when you tested, or you played that one the first time for me. You didn't have it on night like it's supposed to be, because obviously it's Moon Lagoon. And I called the race Noon Lagoon as a joke. And I'm like, I can actually make Noon Lagoon a legit track. So I took the inspiration for that, the multicolored tracks and the location, and called it Noon Lagoon. So here we are. I'm quite proud of this track. I think it's a pretty swag track. It's fun to build and decorate, and definitely more things that I can do with some of the prop placement as well after building Power City Grand Prix together. Definitely got things placed a lot more properly on the track than it would have been had I made it a few weeks ago. So yeah, I think we should sort of go through as we do races and give a little detail about them and kind of explain why we picked them, I guess, as well. That'd be kind of cool. Big boosty boy.
Who's going up?
Ooh, a early weight up usage.
I lost my front wing in the last race in the first turn, and then I lost it to gear, so I just can't fucking keep going.
Oh, you've had to pit a few times? Whoa, dude. Do you have it now or not?
No.
3, 2, 1, go. Interesting choice to use your weight up before you pit.
Doesn't really matter, I can catch your car.
I mean, we proved in the last playlist that this car is able to win against that one if everything goes right.
I think that track had very little turns, or had enough turns, it was short enough, and it didn't have as many straights for you to utilize, and with the culmination of that is how I got ahead. But I think that in a track like this, or any typical like longer track, I'm gonna describe it as that carway.
They're the same speed, it's just the traction out of the corners. That's the thing.
That and there's no catch up, and when that, you know, it's like 1 second difference every lap, but that builds up, you know.
Yeah, because if there's a lot of corners, you can get a lot more traction out of it. Where this car, again,
There's that. Plus there's the. Well, I don't know what I was gonna say.
this is one car that I wanted to change the livery on. I wanted to go back to my original choice. Everybody went with the 90s McLaren livery because that was just so popular when it first came out that I didn't want to have that when we raced against dudes on the initial launch of the car. But now that everybody races the BR8,
Wait up for that.
for what?
You spun me into the tire, dude.
Ah, yes, of course. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh my goodness.
Three, 2, 1, go. What a fucking finish, dude.
Can't believe we fucking were able to stop on that.
I honestly didn't think you were gonna stop. I was... Bro, my shit got trashed, dude. I had to go for the aggressive block on that. That's one of the ones that was like, honestly, it was close to even if you had to stop on it. I didn't really. That's one of those that's like on the edge. Like, was that me blocking or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Alright, I take a 2-point lead in a surprising 4-lap race. 4 laps led in a race win with that car. Not necessarily the expected result. Now, I do want to say we're probably going to have a good amount of open wheel tracks. I think we got like maybe 7 or 8 in here. Actually, the difference in those cars is the braking, not the traction. But yeah, I think we have a good amount of open wheel tracks because we've been making a lot recently. Now there is one muscle car race that I put in here, but I won't be using the Buffalo since you do not own it. Unless you did buy it and didn't tell me.
Maybe. So basically, for Jeddah, a little background on the track is Gamer actually had requested for me to make this track. 3, 2, 1, go. Gamer had actually requested me to make this track.
Ooh.
And I had never seen the track before, but I wanted to put a little bit more effort into the track than just kind of just naming the area of where I made the track, whatever, you know, the race was. Because I could have just made a race in Sandy Shores and called it Jeddah because it's in Saudi Arabia. But I didn't do that. I made the actual track. So I sat down for actually about a day and kind of studied the track. Same with Los Santos, and I basically learned I watched a video of the run through the track, and I had seen what the layout looked like and kind of got a fair assessment of how to handle the corners, and I kind of adapted that into my own track here at Jeddah on GTA 5. So I think it came out really cool, and definitely, I mean, I tried my best to make the shape of the track. I mean, for what I did, what I had to work with, I think it's pretty good. But I mean, definitely could have been a little bit better shaped. But yeah, I mean, this is Jeddah, and it's probably one of, if not the best race that I've created, just because I mean, it feels so. It just feels like there's a lot of energy in this track, and that there's just not like one constant thing that just is the only interesting thing in the track. Because there's some stunt tracks, some open wheel tracks that are made to just seem so boring, and they could be, I mean, a mile long, they could be 3 miles long, and it could just seem boring or long. But this track doesn't feel that way because it has a lot of things to it, and it's got a lot of life. So I like this track because of that, but it's given us some good races so far. Did you lose your front wheel on that?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've told you, I don't know if it was on a video or just us talking.
Holy shit, passing in this section. Holy shit, dude! Holy shit, dude! No way, dude! That was a wild pass there in the last section.
No, like I said, this is a track that I thought was your best track you made. I think it is, and from, you know, being a track that I gave you the idea for or suggested, I guess the reason for suggesting Jeddah, of course, it's a controversial race for sure. And just on the basis of it, I think racing in Saudi Arabia is fucking dumb. But you know how money be. But But yeah, I think the track overall is interesting, like layout and in real life, and leading up to it, I suggested the track going into the Jeddah race weekend. So that's why I also sort of suggested Jeddah, because I was opening up Twitter every time, like leading into the weekend, to see Jeddah was trending, like leading up to that race. So it's one of those things that, you know, I've seen it, was excited for the second race of the season, and overall was just a cool thing, and, you know, giving you that challenge of a relatively difficult track to replicate. I think you did a good job with the area that you had to work with and how you designed it, because there's definitely parts of it that feels like Jeddah. I mean, some of it does feel like it's reverse Jeddah, like if you flip the track around,
Yeah.
flipped it upside down kind of thing, but I still think it's an awesome interpretation of Jeddah, and it's very close to it. I think it's pretty cool the amount of research that you put into designing this track. Obviously, Formula One's not a thing that you watch,
But I've been familiarizing myself with it as of late to try and kind of get a better grasp of getting in the racing mood for the playlists, and kind of having a better understanding of the race playlists themselves. F1 races, because I mean they do emulate F1 races fairly similarly in EPA.
all right, dude. Bro, what kind of reset location is this?
Straight. 3. Oh, it's yours.
It's not. It's yours.
3, 2, 1, go. You sure it's not? Because I thought I had the countdown last race.
No, this race too, dude. Because you can't be racing on Jeddah without mentioning Max winning Jeddah this season, so shout out to Max winning Jeddah this season.
One of the interesting parts of Jeddah that I was talking about, is
The
actually
cones that reset everywhere?
Yeah, it's not like a, it's not a creator decision. That was not. But one of the interesting features about Jeddah, and it's pretty prominent since we started doing the race a couple of races playlists back, is the very tight areas of the track, as of the beach, pull them right out of that start gate, right here, trying to travel like down this end of the beach, swinging around and doing the other side. I mean, basically most of this track is a single wide, or maybe not a single wide, but a car and a half wide racetrack. Fuck!
Yes.
Damn, that was close. But basically this entire thing is a car and a half wide racetrack, and for us to be able to pass, or for me to be able to pass twice in the same lap on very hard sections, is pretty impressive.
Now I gotta say that you finally have like been able to compete close with me in the Jeddah. This is the last episode that Jeddah's featured in for a while. Like, it took you a few races, a few ones in the playlist to really be able to go for those passes, or even be close to like leading laps. Like Jeddah was one that I dominated for a while. Just kind of unfortunate now that it's reached the end of the cycle in the playlist. Now that you're able to be very close to winning on it. Let's see what we get for race number 3. I know last time we went through it, we had a pretty good amount of alternating between back and forth of who had what track. What's another one by you?
Elysian Loop, F1 Grand Prix.
new redesign here. We've only actually raced it once with this design. Of course, Elasian Loop's one of your oldest tracks.
Not too old.
Isn't it? I
But
thought it was one of your older ones.
no. My oldest tracks are Sonora.
Yeah, I thought it was like close to Sonora, dude.
They have, well, it was close to Sonora, but it was like, I think it was the PS4 era.
Okay. Yeah, because we got the Xbox era, which is like really old. Like, there's not much of the Xbox era.
Yeah, it was like the beginning of the PS4 era. That's why it was so.
Okay. Because a lot of it looks like an Xbox era track. Now, of course, this has been redesigned today, yesterday.
Fuck! Features a very short pit stop.
Yeah, give us a little information about Elasian Loop here.
Elysian Loop is one of my oldest tracks, however, it is not the oldest track. Some of the older tracks include Midas Touch, Copperation, Sonora Speedball.
Now, real quick, there used to be a track that we raced that was like right along the river through the city. I believe it was on Xbox, maybe on PlayStation. No, it had
it was
to be.
Midas.
That was one you made?
It was Midas Touch. It was like at the end.
And you like crash into a wall at the very end, right?
Yes.
That is the one you made?
It's Midas
Okay.
Touch.
I forgot what it was called. I remember that track though. You still got that one?
Yeah.
Dang. All right, back to this.
I
race.
never thought about revamping it because like, I wouldn't even know where to fucking start with that.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it the other day. I was like, that's an old one we used to race.
That's one of the oldest ones that I made.
I thought it.
I think the oldest track that I've made is Ghetto Repercussions or some shit like that. Ghetto thing. Basically, you have to drive the bike from the beach to Simeon's garage, which is basically the first mission in the game.
Okay. So yeah, we don't have much time left of Elasian Loop. Let us know a little bit about it.
So this track had been kind of popular when it first dropped, and then it kind of fell off because it was. I mean, it was fun to play, but it definitely wasn't up to the kind of like swag track making that we have today, and so the track kind of got left behind, and we made other tracks and did other races. This race, it is very interesting because there is a section in the middle here that is not too hard to crash into, but if you do kind of lose control of your car as you're jumping over the bridge there, you might catch the ground wrong and spin incorrectly and hit into those bales or off the bridge or something.
I'm known for that, but I didn't do it this time.
At the end, there is this area here where you kind of just spin around, and I picked this car initially to get around that last corner faster than you and hopefully just steal all the points, but it didn't happen.
I like the upgrades though. I feel like that's a track that needed a little revamp, and I think that the addition of the track pieces definitely makes it better now, having a proper like wall around the area and not the tires, because those are obnoxious. And also the sunken down track pieces really do make it a little more enjoyable. Going into race 4 here. 45 to 30. Of course, you get a few wins on the board. You can bring this back real quick.
$35 to $40.
45 to 30.
Oh.
It's almost the same as the in-game points, besides you have 6 less than in-game. Oh, shit. Is it time? Yup.
Is this the hot lap? Oh, there is no hot lap. That's right.
No, we have Lewis Hamilton as washed. This is a track I named as a meme. First of all. I always want to preface if I make a Lewis Hamilton joke, as it's a meme, because there's a lot of tension on the internet between Max and Lewis fans, and I don't actually want to be part of that because I like both drivers. So it's one of those things that I put as a meme, and the only reason I did that because I made it the day of Bahrain qualifying when Lewis qualified like 5th, which for Lewis Hamilton 5th is big trash. But yeah, I mean, clearly if I didn't like Lewis Hamilton, I legitimately didn't, I wouldn't have the car that I race as an open wheel car with a Mercedes livery. Like, this is the Mercedes livery that I use. It's silver with the, same similar Petronas colors. Like, that's what it is. So, just preface that. But this track, I wanted to sort of make something in the city, and at the time I really hadn't made something really connecting that many of these roads.
You said that the track for Mario Kart Butterfly Loop was in Lewis Hamilton as Wash. Where is it?
The part that you come up at the beginning, that first exit ramp.
I was thinking you used like the whole section.
Just that first the exit ramp section, right around this area that I'm in right now. No, I think you did a good use of that area though. But yeah, I want to do something on the highway. Now this is like one of the last tracks I made before I knew how to properly place barriers, so if I really wanted to come through here and change it, I could, but it's one of those tracks that's so long that we don't actually ever really race it. And I've also sort of trying to go towards making proper track names that people might be interested in racing, and people aren't really going to load into something like this as a name. Because you got to find something that's like an actual proper track name, people will click it more. So, I really want to go through, I could fix it up and clean it up, but I probably would just make a different track in a similar area. But I like the layout. I'm happy with how it looks. Again, I want to do something on the highway, sort of connecting the areas, and really it was going down the highway and kind of coming back and maybe using like a on-ramp, but the more I just went through the highway section, I'm like, I can use this ramp and that ramp, and it became a race of spreading out as many props as I kind of could that would fit in a track layout that worked, and I think that it's a good layout of the area. I think it's good connected piece, and it's kind of fun to have a big street circuit like this going on ramps and off ramps and all around everywhere. So I'm quite happy with how it turned out.
Because this is one of the longest street F1 circuits you've got, right? At like
Yeah,
3 miles?
it's a pretty solid track. I mean, I don't know the distance mile wise, but it's got to be like
318 probably.
yeah, something like that. This is like close as the length of what Jeddah should, like the real life version is.
And I could have made Jeddah longer. Like I had the option of extending the part where you take the first U-turn right after you get off the beach. I could have extended that all the way down to the area where you had like the ocean rally thing that you made, to where you go down. Yeah, so where you go down like the bottom part first, and then you come up and around the top part, and then that would be like, it would be the U-turn section instead. But I decided against it because I felt like that would be too long, and there are other pieces.
I think that Jeddah is the perfect length in the game. I think that the one that you made is good for the length of the track, and honestly, it's the most enjoyable Jeddah track anybody's made.
I'm very surprised for the location too. Like, it is extremely difficult. I don't even fucking know. Like, so fucking difficult to place props down in that location, because there's multiple times where I wasn't able to place a track piece down because it gave me the error notification of like, sorry, but this area,
sorry, but the
you
Princess
cannot
of the
place
Castle.
this prop down in this area because it's obstructed or some shit, or like, sorry, you can't place this down because it's blocking another area, or sorry, you're gay, or like something like that. Like,
and we're canceled.
it's getting that short for the day, gamer.
Yeah, I think I'll use that one. I like how this video is going to be us just hyping up your Jeddah track the whole time. I mean, that shit is goated. Like if we were to redo the best community tracks, that one would be one that would be in it. Because obviously we have one that you made in it, so.
I mean, Los Venturas is pretty fucking good, dude.
I enjoy racing Jeddah more. I mean, I haven't done that one enough, I feel, to really judge it, but from the... I mean, I put them 1 and 2 as the tracks you made.
Yeah.
Have you pitted yet?
No.
Okay. I don't know how I got so far behind. Did I crash in the beginning or something?
Yeah.
Oh, I did. Okay. Like, this is one of those tracks, like, it's such a long
I would
ride.
have really good lines on.
I didn't
Yeah.
even... What?
No, it was a whole different conversation. Say what you were gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't really even really consider using my weight up in this race. Like, I had potentially considered it early, but It doesn't feel like it's worth it to me on this track. What were you gonna say, though, gamer?
Oh, I'm already like halfway done with the new track. So.
What new track?
A new track.
You have a new one?
Yes, I'm creating a new one. It's a rally race.
When did you work on that?
Shortly after, like, it was between the time that you were getting on, so I think I, like, worked on it for, like, 20 minutes while I was waiting for you to get on.
Oh, okay.
I already had the layout while I was, like, bullshitting around, and I was like, alright, well, let me just put all the checkpoints down, and then by the time I put all the checkpoints down, I had, like, 10 more minutes, and then I was like, alright, let me put some of the props down, and then... It's not a long tracks.
We could just do like a playlist of all just your tracks at this point.
I mean, could. I don't know, I kind of like having, like, swapping them out every so often. Like, don't get me wrong, I like these like, themed race playlists where there's, like, you pick, like, certain things for certain races and we could go off of that, but I think it's pretty dank if we just, like, switch off, because now that we have a variety of really good tracks, we can always have some on the back burner. Like, if we need a track and we only have, like, 14 races and there's nothing good in the community, then, like, oh, boom, throw in 2 of my races. And we know Sunshine Circuit's good, and we know Jetta's good, or we know Las Venturas is good. And
Oh yeah, you didn't throw Sunshine Circuit in this playlist.
Wasn't it in the last one?
I don't think so.
Well, I think it was between Sunshine Circuit and Moon Lagoon.
Okay.
Because Sunshine Circuit kinda sucks with the one fucking... Well, the reverse track sucks with that one spot that, like, you hit and it just fucks your car up for no reason. And then the regular track, it's fucking ass because you spin, like, for no reason. So it's got a little flaw with it, but it's raceable. It's not the worst. Like, it's got a problem with it. It's not the worst problem whatsoever, like water on the track. But it's something that, you know, kind of makes it more difficult to race.
Yeah.
So I opted against it because that ultimately, like, just goes into the factor of me deciding, like, picking what best race I want. Because, like, Jetta has no issues. It's like the best track it can be for what it is, and I can't find any issues with it. Like, the barriers are all set right. Like, I could not have made that track better, and I believe that. And, like, I don't know.
Now this is one of the, I think maybe one, potentially 2, but I think there's only one track that carried over from the previous playlist of best tracks that we made. I don't necessarily make as many tracks, so...
We had like 12 tracks yesterday. I didn't make as many.
What? But yeah, I don't necessarily make as many tracks, so there's that. Alright, dude. And when I do make tracks, they're not always as dank. Fuck. I mean, you don't really make races that are like a miss when they're built.
Not anymore, at least.
I mean, you've had like not the biggest on the Moon Lagoon series, but
You don't like the Moon Lagoon tracks?
like I said, I like 2. I feel like I gotta play 3 and 4 more, but I wasn't like super hyped, especially on 3. 3 was kind of there for me. Okay, but the inspiration of this track, I wanted to, for a while we were making a bunch of rally tracks, like around the time of the rally list. And it's one of those things that I had to come up with a good rally track, because obviously you've been killing it. You had the Chansey Cup, you had Oakley Rally, Raceway. So I had to come with something like dank as a response for us to race, and I feel that the initial layout, because this here's the added part, I feel the initial layout was definitely a good one. I think it was a solid. Am I waiting for you on that one? Like, I feel like this is a solid location for a rally track. It's definitely got a lot of dirt area, which you can also definitely incorporate the road. And, you know, we got a jump here. We got some technical rally bits. So I really looked at this area and thought that it would really work for a rally. And I feel for me, this is one of the best tracks that I made. It's definitely up there as one of my favorites. Obviously, again, you can tell by the barriers there's a track that was made before I learned the techniques of how to properly place barriers into the ground. But I feel like this whole track would be a little bit much to go through and essentially rebuild, because almost every single barrier needs to be properly placed. So it's one of those things that I didn't necessarily want to put the time into fixing 95% of the barriers on this track. So there's that. But they're either way, I think that it's a pretty fun track. I know it's one of the ones that I made that you like more of all of them as well. And it had a solid run in the playlist and the rotation for a while. So, and again, like you were saying, if we need to go back to a track at some point, we do have a good amount of ones that we made to jump back to. And if we're in need of a rally track one week, this one's got potential to go back in there. Because I think that's the nice thing with our tracks is that, a lot of the tracks, they're in the rotation, ones that we haven't made. And even if they're good, unless it's like a few that really stand out, they kind of just get forgotten. And I have such a insane list of tracks bookmarked it's kind of hard to just go through and be like, oh yeah, this track was dank, or this is dank. So most of the time, you don't see tracks come back in, unless they're ones that, of course, are on our go-to list. We have a playlist of 16 that we did, like you mentioned at the beginning. Like, those tracks could come back, but for the most part, it's not something that really happens. So, to have our tracks, it is something that we can really come back to and say, ah, yes, your rally track there in the, whatever this is, oil field, that was swag. Or, you know, you got Jetta, swag. You got, there's always a Sonora option. Like, it's cool to have our tracks to go back to and know, like you said earlier in the playlist, that they're going to be good. Because obviously, we don't know. And that's one thing that I like about the playlist too, that does keep it pure in a sense of who knows what community tracks we're going to get. Because I can go onto the Rockstar website and I look at one picture and read a description. And, you know, I might look at how many plays it has, how many likes and dislikes. But even then, I know that you can't necessarily trust likes and dislikes because we dislike every track that pops up. But
there's that, and as well as the fact that more recently we've been doing online races after the playlist, and the playlist races that we don't do online races with dudes in, because either they just like are way too long or just don't quite work with dudes, maybe because of the name or the layout or the F1 track, and those are harder to do. So like we typically just do races with like random people, try and get as many people in the lobby, and basically do like a playlist style setting, but with a much less races in it, and we try and just beat dudes and try and get 1-2, and been doing that for a while. And a lot of those races are ones that we've created because, one, we know they're good every single time, they're titled well, and they're ones that overall many people who jump into racing it for the first time would like not have an issue with. At least I don't think our tracks are that difficult. And then we also have like extremely difficult tracks, like open wheel races that are fucking tight, like Jeddah. I mean, that's probably one of the hardest open wheel races that we have altogether, just because of how tight Jeddah is. But you know,
yeah, it's one of those things that, unless it's ones that we make, we're not racing them with other people. And that's part of the thing, like, we don't also race them individually because, you know, you don't want to get that free practice over somebody else. Like, we try to keep it as limited as possible to the race playlist being the setting that we race those tracks in. Again, keep it even, and also keep it like, you know, these are new tracks if we pick a new one. Because I try to cycle in 4 to 6 new ones each episode. And I'll go on the Rockstar website like I did earlier today, because we filmed 123 basically almost back to back. A few hour break in between, but we filmed the earlier episode and I went through and took out those tracks, went onto the Rockstar site and found some new ones. It's one of those things that just, whatever I find, few search terms, and just hope that they're good, basically. Sometimes there may be one that somebody's created and, you know, one of us jumps into it and finds it's cool, or you found one in a YouTube video before. So, there's different ways that we find tracks, but it's all about getting a good variety of tracks in there. And ones that we make is obviously the best way to know how to do it, and also we can make ones that suit the race playlist very well. Like, again, with the rally tracks that you make, like, you can make a point-to-point race that works for racing public with people, because to them it's just signs that are on the track. And we can then give that a meaning in the playlist that's worth points. So we can do things that you might not get from a community track as well. So next up is the Diamond Casino and Resort 500. I couldn't put that in the whole name of the track, but I wanted to.
Get better.
Shut up, dude. This is a track that I made in a YouTube video. I was kind of just chilling, doing a video, and kind of wanted to design a track for that day and also for that video, and I wanted to do something with the hot rings. So I picked this track because obviously it's an oval, but I also wanted to do something with dirt for NASCAR cars. So I said, okay, we'll do this track. But of course, everybody does this track. Like, there's nothing special about the casino horse racing dirt track. Like, that's been done by people since the game launched. So I really wanted to incorporate an element of kind of going off track, making it a road course with the oval. So, you know, sort of incorporate both those things and do some cool designing out on the road. And I feel that this is a solid track, kind of fun to play. I enjoyed making it. I've had like 3 tracks back to back now. What's up with that, dude? Shuffle better playlist. Thing I was annoyed about when I was making the playlist, the game just kept putting tracks in the order that it thought it should be. But I was trying to get it so when I look at the list, it has our tracks just mine of the first 8 years and second 8. Just, you know, if we reference it again, I can just easily go through like I did with the last one. But for some reason, 2 of the tracks that are yours that wanted to go... No, one yours to go further up, one of them, and then one of mine and wanted to go further down. So it's like not in order of whose track it was. And I kept changing it. And I'd save it and it'd be like, okay, cool. And then once I go back and look at the track, it'd just be back to normal. I'm like, dude, why'd I save it?
Oh, gamer, I figured out what was wrong with why I couldn't see Zyzzyx.
Why?
Because I made so many races that the races that I had in that category switched to a different page, and I didn't see that like switch page option. And so when I made more races, like a lot more races got put on that second page, and I noticed, I was like, oh, there's a switch the page button.
Oh, you've made so many what is it, stunt races?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Switch.
Because I was like, there's no fucking, like, they appear on the thing. This is the first and only time I've ever seen, like, any race that's, like, been able to be bookmarked, but I can't see it in my thing. I don't know what's going on.
It must have been.
I'm honestly surprised it took me so long to figure that out.
It must have been something that since it was Z, it just put it at the bottom and you didn't realize it. And
yeah.
Just made it. So what? Those are like the first 2 on the next page or something.
Yes.
Okay.
And fun fact, the person who created Zyzzyx Road, like the actual road in California, wanted it to be the last, like, official word in the alphabet, or in the dictionary. So, Zyzzyx, Z-Z-Y-Z-X, is comprised of the last 3 letters in a multitude of ways to where it's the last word in the alphabet.
Mm. interesting facts of the gamer. The more you game, the more you name.
Another fun fact about Ftx Road is the race that I created, which I don't know what it was called because we did it in the last episode and that was kind of messed up, but Ftx
Shit, I don't
Road
think so. That was such a good race too.
originally, yo, that was such a fucking wild race. Originally, was a movie, Ftx Road, filmed on Ftx Road, and it made the lowest box movie total ever at $40.
Sick. $40, dude. Question is, when was this in the theaters?
I think 2006.
2006?
I think so.
Bro, I thought you were gonna say like fucking 1920, dude.
Oh no, this is recent.
I was gonna be like, oh shit, there was like 25 people went to that movie. So like one person went to the movie?
Hold on. Yeah, 2006.
Damn.
A married man meets a beautiful woman in a Las Vegas casino and allows her to seduce him. When her jealous boyfriend finds them together, a scuffle results in the boyfriend's death. The lovers head to the desert to bury the corpse, but it disappears. This fucking movie cost $2 million to make.
$2 million to make, and they got $40.
They $30 actually is how much they made off of the box office total. Bro,
It's got to be one of those things though that
no, this is probably like the worst like rated box. It is the worst rated box fucking office movie ever.
So the thing about that though is, since it's probably so trash, it probably has like some internet cult following that like watches that shit. They're probably making a lot of money on it now.
Yeah. I mean, it's like the name of the road is also popular for like a bunch of other reasons, including like it being one of the most ridiculous fucking names in all of America for a name of a road or like city or town.
It do be ridiculous. All right, so here we are, 64 or 84 to 63 gamer. But we got a track that you made. We'll see if you silly little sillies like it.
Oof. Whoa!
Silly little sillies. I can't believe you fucking put it in there, dude. That was wild.
You said that right as I was making the description, so I was like, alright, silly little sillies.
And you said that's what I was saying to Inchon, right, when you were writing the description?
Yeah, you said you silly little silly to intro.
I'm pretty good at coming up with things instead of the cats, including to Slody. Slody is a Slody. So, what the fuck just happened? That shit definitely glitched, dude. Like,
Oh yeah, it had been.
give me 1 second. Like, you were way ahead of me, and then all of a sudden we're crashing. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, why don't you tell us a little bit about your track here, one of your newest additions?
Alright, personally, out of the 2 tracks that I created off of, like, given a layout and try and make my own, like, interpretation of the tracks, the first being Jeddah, this being the second. This is my favorite track that I've created. I love Jeddah. Oh fuck!
That a
Save the
safety
car
car?
lap. Holy fuck, dude! My entire car fell apart. I lost every single piece of my car on that.
I seen that, dude. Oh my god.
Where was I? Yeah, so this is my favorite race out of the two. I mean, I'm sure that there's going to be more. I was planning on probably doing the Bahrain circuit after you had mentioned it, because I had thought about it in the past and I just never made it. And then
Bro, you should do Bahrain outer circuit, dude.
Okay.
Now here's what you should do, real quick. You should do the regular Bahrain F1 layout, and then have an alternate version that's the outer layout of the track.
Alright, dude, now you're asking too much.
I'm not, because it's literally the same track. Honestly, the outer layout is easier because there's a way less to it, and it connects in through the top. You can just take a look at it later. But don't forget that I also suggested the Valencia Street Circuit Gamer. Don't forget that one.
Oh yeah, I was about to mention that.
Swag.
Yeah, so that one as well. So I feel like we're definitely gonna have more iterations of the of the current F1 tracks, with kind of my little spin on them, but we'll see. Oh, sorry. Just kind of going.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So this is one that actually we were doing episode, I think it was 122. Yeah, that was the episode that you like had your hour-long phone call in the middle of the video. And that was the day we were recording it was the day that the Las Vegas Grand Prix got announced for 2023. And that is when I had told you, like, right in that video. Because we started the video with saying, oh, it's not confirmed yet. And when you were on your call, I was checking Twitter. And no, I looked at my phone and the notification popped up that it had been confirmed. Because obviously it was a rumor. It was going to happen. And yeah, so I just sent that to you. Said, hey, you should try to make it. It's one of those things that I'm sure it's very similar to the layout, because of course you're good at those interpretations.
Yeah.
I just don't have the feel for it compared to something like Jeddah, because Jeddah's the one that I've seen. Like I told you before, I don't know if it was in a video or not, but it's one of those things that I get a good feel for it watching a race, playing the video game version of the track. And it's one of those things that we won't be able to see until November next year. So
maybe your perception of it will be a little bit different playing my interpretation of the track first.
No, because I haven't made like in my mind.
You might see.
Okay, go ahead.
You might see points in that track that you see in this. I mean, I know it's based off of that track, but you know what I mean.
No, because in my mind, this is just the GTA track. Like,
oh, it only exists in GTA, not in real life.
Like it, yeah, exactly. It's one of those things that, like, this is a GTA track. Like something like Jeddah being a real life track that you made an interpretation of, like, again, that I've seen. It's like, okay, I get it. Or any of the other ones that people make. People do Bahrain, people do Monaco, people do Singapore, Vietnam, Korea, any of those ones. Like, I've played them, seen them, looked at the layouts a bunch. Like, Las Vegas, I've looked at 2 images of layout. So, I don't know if I have the same feel for it. Again, I'm sure you did a great job. And it'll be cool to see, like, this part here, okay, I do get that from the image. Like, the beginning part. I get from the image seeing where the start line is.
Yeah, it's hard to like get a picture. It's hard to get a picture of this entire race because this race is like almost 3 miles long.
Yeah.
Super long race, but it doesn't feel like it because it's a super open track and there's a bunch of different things, and like there's sections where there's this section where you have to avoid kind of the middle
So I don't go on this side. Fuck.
things, and then it kind of goes into a little tight section where it has a bridge here.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how you do the Valencia Street Circuit and Bahrain. Bahrain especially will be one that I'll definitely be able to be like, okay, this is Bahrain. Like that's one that I've played a shit ton of the F1 games. And I think if any F1 track is gotta be one that I've seen the most races at. Because Bahrain I've seen 2019, twice in 2020, 2021, yeah, that's gotta be the one I've seen the most, is Bahrain. And I've seen testing this season, so Bahrain of any track is one that I definitely will have the best feel for. So I'm excited for that because again, when you make these your two F1 interpretation tracks have been swag so far. Oh my god.
Your car break apart?
Fuck. Yeah. It did on the last lap. I broke off the wing and then I went around this corner where we're going to here and I went up this hill and not having the nose on it just launched the car and smashed off the whole body. And then I was able to pit and somehow I'm catching up to you. Maybe you crashed or something.
Yeah, I missed 2 checkpoints.
Okay, I was like, damn, I really caught up for smashing my car to pits. But I came around that corner after the hill and went through the middle, and one of the street signs in the middle just smashed up my front nose.
Alright, let's check out the fucking Lancies.
It's okay though, I led the first, 3 laps?
Ooh, okay then.
What one did you see, gamer?
That's gonna be interesting.
What one are you looking at, Bahrain?
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure you check the outer layout too, though, because you can definitely incorporate that in.
Ooh, I like this layout.
What one did you see?
Valencia.
That's what I think you'll like to do. All right, gamer. It's race 8. It's Toronto Super Speedway.
Fuck, dude. Well, let's do something else besides sports. What else we got? Super?
Tuner.
Tutor? Tutor.
First ever tuner race in the race post.
Ooh, I have this too.
How many tuner cars you got?
3.
3. Ooh. I did not know that Dominator was a tuner car.
That, the ASP.
The what? The fuck is
The
that?
Dominator. Dominator ASPs. The fucking gay one that you were roasting youth for having.
Oh, the old style looking one.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you got that one too?
The Jester?
Yeah, we got the Jester RR. What's good?
I did have that car.
Bro, what is that?
Comet S2?
Oh.
Don't you have this?
I do. I must have. It must
Give me
not
explain.
loaded. I seen you crashed. I'm slowing down. Give us a countdown, gamer.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, must have not put me in the beginning then, because I started with the. Started me on the Dominator. Not saying that I wouldn't have picked this car, because I definitely wanted to race this one.
No, this is what this race is set to. Is that car.
The Jester?
Mm.
Bro, the Jester RR is so dank, dude.
I think it's set to that for sports though. If you were to not have a car.
Oh.
Holy shit, this thing fucking spins its back out way too much. God damn it, this car.
I think this is the first time that we're playing either one of these cars by, or at least us owning them, because I raced that one in an episode and got bodied.
Shit's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, see, I made the mistake of picking that against a Tele GTO.
Yeah, that's the choice.
I don't know if you remember that one, but not what you needed on race 8, gamer.
No, it's not. Ooh, I'm wide in that corner.
I kind of had to do a lap to get my confidence to race in this car since I hadn't raced in a while. Or really that much ever. Once I got it going though, we're fucking rolling, dude. See, this is based on the new Supra, which I think is dank. I never really was on the super hype train with the dudes on like the late 90s, early 2000s one. I was not on the hype train. But the new Supra, I'm on the hype train for it. Of course, gamer, you can always hopefully get the a good roll in your favor for the race 9 randomizer.
Oh yeah, hopefully.
But I'm confident you make a comeback. I mean, you've made similar ones before, so. All right. So, fastest lap. That puts me at 7 bonus points. And then I'm leading the in-game playlist, which puts it at 8. And I won 3 of the 4 in that round. So that puts it at 10. All right. So right now at race 8, it is 120 for me and 84 for you, gamer. Let's randomize. Let's see who we're getting. And it's the hot lap.
Ooh. Can't be used this race though.
It cannot be used this race. So there will be no race 9 randomization. I mean, here's the thing though.
No what?
There's no random thing for this. I mean, here's the
I
thing.
thought that it goes to the next one.
No, because it's race 9. It's a race 9 exclusive now. The thing is there really a reason why open races aren't hot lap races?
Cause you're a slut. I think that's why.
No, like genuinely, like we have 50 seconds. Like, is there genuinely a reason why it's not?
We have to make a decision in 40 seconds.
I mean, I'm asking you a legit question. You can either make noises and do dumb shit, or you can answer me.
30 seconds.
All right, dude, I'm just starting it then.
25 seconds. Good. Alright, what was the question, Gamer?
You could. Oh my god, dude. Is there a reason why open wheel races can't be hot lap races?
Wasn't it because of the lap or the pits? A
Yeah.
safety car lap?
I guess, yeah. And again, if you weren't making dumbass noises, we could have actually decided that. But
Although we did set aside it.
I mean, we could have, talked about how we could maneuver that, but okay.
Me noises like that.
You're such a fucking clown, dude. Oh my god, what the fuck happened, dude?
Yeah, what the fuck happened here?
I have no idea, dude. My shit fucking glitched hard into you, dude. Like, genuinely, I was fighting the controls to not go into you. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, you didn't explain in Toronto Roval, like, or Toronto Speedway, your design for that.
Well, I think I can just explain it here real quick.
Yeah.
So basically, Toronto Roval, I got the. I didn't really source the design from anywhere. I just kind of made a track, and I wanted to actually originally make it at the casino track, and I was gonna have a chicane that lifted a little bit over the fence so that you can drive sort of through the Redwood Ledge track over and in through that tunnel in the inside, which would have been pretty cool, but I couldn't get the pieces to connect, so I gave up on it, and I wanted to build a track in that area, so I decided to build one around Mirror Park, and yeah, I mean, that's what I got. That's where Toronto came from. I just, again, give it a random name. And it's kind of evolved slowly over the past month. I originally started with kind of just a roval, and then it turned into a super speedway. I added a second part, and then I made it so that you could race just the roval on the inside, and then just like have the second outer part as like a decoration you could see, but you can't like actually go on that side of the track. It's closed off. So I thought that was pretty cool, and yeah, I mean, it's that.
The wild thing too is you making that track is what led to me then suggesting you Jeddah, because I said I'll suggest you a city, which obviously then became Jeddah in your Las Vegas track by the idea of suggesting you tracks. As for this track, this is the Caesar's Palace Grand Prix, which the idea for this came from the announcement of the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Of course, Caesar's Palace Grand Prix was pretty much considered the worst Formula One track of all time. It took place in a parking lot of the Caesar's Palace Hotel or Casino. And it was complete shit. It was basically just, well, this exact track layout, just in a parking lot. So, it was complete trash for Formula One. I mean, it's not a good layout, but I figured I wanted to make it in GTA because it seems like it could be something that, in a video game, could be fun to race. And I feel like, you know, in GTA is where this track belongs and not ever in real life. So the fact that it ever existed is fucking wild. But that was the thing I wanted to see, you know, how can we make it. I figured it'd be something to be fun for doing in the race playlist and kind of just racing together and maybe race a random dude someday, but it's one of those things that do that, try out some different track building techniques, and I'm happy with how it came out. Of course, on a track you want to lose your wing on like I did just now, so that's fucked.
Oh, it's fun as well, so we're in the same proverbial boat.
Oh fuck.
You lose another wing, gamer?
There goes the body. Oh god.
We don't need a big gamer.
Hmm?
Oh, big gamer.
Said don't pit.
Did I hit that point?
You did. 3, 2, 1, go. What a launch, gamer. That was brilliant.
Oh, shit.
Oof.
The body. It's fine.
Actually, let's not start here, dude.
That could have been really bad. I hit that backwards very hard.
I thought you were losing your rear wing, dude. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, no way!
Yes! Wow!
Damn.
Wow!
That's a short.
Wow!
Only if you pay $6.99 for PlayStation or Playlist Plus.
Wow!
See our best of fails, me coughing, and shorts like that. Thanks, guys, for subscribing. Money
That's
goes
gotta
to
be
keeping us.
one of our closest finishes ever.
I don't think it was that close.
Look
I
at the
think.
time!
I mean, 5. It was like 55s. We
Yes.
were 0.30ths of a second off the other day. Sure, we were in the 10th of a second margin, gamer. I think we've there's been a playlist that we were so close that it said that I was first when I was actually second.
Yeah, I mean, of course, there's been closer ones, but it's definitely got to be like top 15 closest finishes in playoffs history.
Let's say, yeah, probably top 15. None of your goddamn business. Alright, gamer. I think we both have to explain why we made this track.
Of course, we definitely do. Would you like to go first, gamer?
Well, I would like to go first, but we go on your side of the track first, so I think that you
Well,
should
we're going
start.
through both of our parts first, actually.
Well, you're slow, actually, so go first.
No, I literally asked you.
Alright, well, I'm telling you to go first.
Cool. You were already picked to go first, so.
Cool, looks like we're not overviewing this race.
You're a fucking clown, dude.
So basically my inspiration for creating Power City, or should we better name it the?
Am I waiting for this?
Yeah. Or better name it the Epic CW47 10-year T-Track.
Your countdown.
3, 2, 1, go. Basically, I mean, where did we even start with this T area here?
Well, I mean, I guess we give a background on how we came to designing a track together.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it was just a product of like a 2 a.m. fucking GTA session where we were just saying like, hey, Gamer, I think that would be really dank if like come over and you take pictures of my art and upgrade my shop, which I just did before this respawn as well. So it's all fresh new pictures that you had taken in 4K.
You gonna wait this time, Gamer?
Yeah.
Alright. 3, 2, 1. Oh, this is you. This is you. This is you. This is you. This is you.
Three, 2, 1, go. And yeah, I mean, yeah.
So, yeah, you came over, we made a video on it. It was really, also a way for me to learn how to do the technique for
That's cool.
making a proper track, which I've referenced, of course, throughout this whole playlist. Sinking items down, snapping it to the ground a little better, basically. That sort of stuff. Not snapping to the ground, but, sinking it down, lining it up, like, perfectly. And we looked at the map, and there really wasn't an area that stood out. And then we came over here, because we went to a bunch of different sections, drove around. Sandy Shores near the, shops over there, and just a little messing around. And we looked at the map, and I think I looked down at the map and saw this area, went to it, and we kind of drove an initial layout, just basically what you see through the parking lot and around the power station, and then to the side over here, the first part of the road. And we came around there, and at that point you said to add on to the other section, so we each kind of took one part of the road, and then we designed this part through the parking lot together. You designed this first section here, then I kind of took over right here. So, and then obviously through here we both just put down, some signs, a little bit of barriers, just to, holy shit, barrier up the section, which clearly worked. And yeah, 3, 2, oh, this is you. God damn it.
3, 2, 1, go.
So I'll explain my part of the T track here as we go on to the T section.
So you had actually named it. Well, I think we came up with the name Power City. Why don't you explain why it's named that to start us off?
Well, Power City, like you said, it was the Airbase CW47 10-year T-Track. And it was, a cool name to come within the video, but it wasn't bringing people into the race. Because, again, who the fuck cares about that as a name? So, we had to think of something more as a power plant. It's near the city, or it's for the city. I think Power City just overall worked as a name, and we agreed on
that fucking wild name.
we agreed on that quite quickly. Power City Grand Prix. I think you said it was like the fastest we came with a name for anything.
Yeah, we were just like, let's see, power plants.
Power
Oh
City.
no, yeah, we were like, it's next to the power plant. Let's see, wind turbines, power cities, power city. Boom, that's it.
So, quick naming, and then we both just agreed basically to go down the road. And I don't really think that, honestly, we need to explain our different sections. I think more the part of the parking lot is more to explain, because through here, I mean, it's just divided barrier with a ending. I mean, there's not.
There has been a wild pass on both around that turn and halfway down the section. This race has provided her with a lot of good race.
Oh, you're passed on the dirt. That was in the last episode, wasn't it?
Yeah. I don't think we got that.
Damn it.
And we were racing side
Whoa.
by side, I think.
What the fuck happened there, dude? So, why don't you explain the entrance part of your section here as you come up to for the final lap? To the parking lot.
Oh, so basically the entrance to this like kind of parking lot section here. I wanted it to come into an opening, so I wanted like a straight divot to the right, which makes it so that you have to slow down immediately so you can kind of hit that corner right without smashing into the wall. And then you have to pick back up the speed and kind of drive down the parking lot and take a sharp turn. And I made it so that you can kind of curve around that corner if you have enough speed and you can drift around it. And yeah, and then I put a 90-degree barrier there, so it's kind of a moon shape, and you go around into your section, which I'll let you explain.
So yeah, my section, again, that was a good part to really learn how to place down the props a little better, and I went through and just got it all to sort of fit in, connect into what you had made was the fun part, and getting kind of a weird angle barrier that kind of curved in, got you to a false sense of where you turn in, which of course catches a lot of people that don't play the track. It'll catch you more than it would for us.
A lot of people don't like this track.
It got us the first time. Yeah, people quit out because they're little bitches. But we got the little section that then sort of tightens up. You go around the corner and then it really, really widens out, so you kind of get a run of like multiple, sections to that last corner, and then blast down the straight. So you can cut in closer, maybe get a better exit, go a little wider, maybe get more speed down the straight. So you can kind of pick what you prefer on that. It's overall, again, a very, very fun track to make. And if you want to see us make it, of course, the video is out for that.
You're out, camera. Alright, next race. Ooh, it's looking like Vermont X Sonora Endurance.
Think we bring back Tuner again, gamer?
How about Muscle?
Because I just want to use my dank car, dude.
Don't.
I want to. Ooh, I didn't buy the car, so you can't use it. What a little bitch.
Were you done, gamer?
Oh, I didn't say anything the whole time, dude.
Am I gonna have to end you right here right now, gamer? Huh?
You
I
good?
didn't get an answer from you. I'm gonna need an answer.
Be better, gamer.
Fuck out, gamer.
I mean, you need all these points, gamer, so I wouldn't be sliding around as much as you are. Just seems like throwing to me, dude.
That was a good block.
Big block season. Tell us about this track, gamer.
Alright, so this track really just combines two of the most iconic tracks that I've made before I kind of started making dank races. One being Vermont and the other being Sonora Speedway. And these tracks really are, I mean, they're right next to each other, so I was able to connect them. And fortunately, it makes for a really good race. We start on Vermont and then kind of just swap over to Sonora and then do the whole track and then switch back over to the rest of Vermont and then do that track with a little connecting piece here. And it's really interesting because it kind of has the element of both tracks, so it feels like we've done both, which is why I added it. Feels like we've done Sonora and Vermont. So, you know.
You're welcome for the idea, gamer.
It is inspired by your book.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I thought that they were both obviously very dank tracks you made, and when I think we were racing Vermont, and I was like, damn, that shit's very close to Sonora. You definitely should combine this shit, and you executed it very, very well. Oh, God. Three, 2, 1, go.
Let's go wide. Gonna have to go wide.
You had a good save on that straight. That was good.
Huh?
You had a good save on that straight. I ended up spinning it.
Oh yeah, dude, I almost fucking ate shit in the fucking grass, dude. Like, I was running out of fucking grass on the left. I almost hit a tree on the right. Like,
So how many laps did you lead? 2? I think the first and the second to last one.
I led.
Because I led the ones through Sonora.
Oh yes,
Okay.
2.
Alright, and I led 4.
And I got the fast slap.
You do. Another track by you, gamer.
Alright. Let's do this. Showing off a new paint color as well.
Did not expect us both to bring something different than the Krieger.
What is that?
Progenemerus. I'm glad that car you're racing is only good at like straight lines, because that shit was ugly as shit. I hate it. Whoa.
It's actually the wrong car.
Is it?
Yeah.
What did you mean to have?
Cyclone.
Oh.
That looks a lot like it though. But interesting, because I didn't, I mean, I'll go with it. I'm not going to take the half points. I'll do the full points again.
I mean, it works because it's a lot of straights, so... If you can manage to...
Big stop, gamer.
I slid just a little too far forward. I got clipped by one of the trees. Just like a leaf. That's all I hit was a leaf, and it just did enough to turn my car like 90 degrees in the air. So tell us about Sonora International Speedway, gamer.
So the background behind Sonora International Speedway actually is, well, I was inspired to make a race in this area because there's a dude who had made a race on YouTube that I had seen that was like in this town, and I thought I could make something like pretty dank, but I wanted to make something in Sonora with Sonora. So I used a similar kind of starting layout and did my own thing, and this is what I came up with.
Do you know what this town is called, gamer?
Lady Shores.
Dude said, I want to do something in this town. Whoa. I think it's cool. It's definitely one of those races that's fun to race the people online, because I mean, going through the tube here is absolute chaos.
That shit just like reduces an element of fucking wild, dude.
And sometimes at the finish line, because if you couldn't tell by the race, the start-finish line is at the same spot that you come flying over that ramp at right here. So it's one of those things that
Actually, hitting more people out not be too bad to exit.
I've hit into more people in the tube than the other one, so it's interesting that we both had different spots. Because I definitely had more in the tube. I think I only hit one person at that exit. I don't even know if I did. I might have just like almost got hit. Damn it, car, fucking stop.
Holy shit, dude.
That was interesting.
Just like we started lap 1.
Fuck. No, no, no.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, okay, okay.
3, 2, 1, go. Yes. Good job, car. Pretty sure this is race 12, so you were supposed to do that countdown, but
Fuck you, gamer.
don't think it really matters in this race.
You're the fucking worst type of person, dude. You're stealing my countdown.
Stealing your countdown. Shut up, dude. Stealing your moment of glory, basically.
I'll end you right here now, gamer. Would you like that? Hello?
Sure.
Cool.
All right, you won 3 of the 4 in that round, which gives you, of course, 3 bonus points.
Of course it does. Give me the bonus points now.
So with 4 races left, it is 163 for me, 141 for you.
The fuck up.
Shut up, dude.
Ooh, another race. Sonora Super Speed Bowl. Oh no, this is written by you. Ooh.
It is.
Ooh.
So, again, I won't be picking the Buffalo on this one.
Good, stupid.
Bro, if I did,
Stupid poopy.
you'd be fucking done.
No, I wouldn't be. I would win because you're a slut, but you can do it because you're a slut.
So Sonora's Super Speed Bowl, of course, is my interpretation and a modern twist on the track that you made, the Sonora Speed Bowl, of course. One of your original tracks, and we each had picked one track for the other person to create, put their own twist on, and this is what I came up with. I felt like I had to throw it in this playlist. There's obviously a few sections that are a little different, like this part here is not in the original Sonora Speed Bowl. And, yeah, I want to throw in some prop elements to show that it was a track that you made. Like, you know, some of these older props, like this barrier here, some of the tires, but also mostly with a modern twist of the walls and newer props that obviously were not a thing back in 2015 when you first made this track 7 years ago. So I want to throw that in there, and I felt like I at least did justice to the track layout. Of course, it's one of the most iconic ones, so trying to do it right was important. Just for note, I did give you the LS Street Circuit 2, which you made into the Loop, which is, of course, a very dank track as well. I don't think it's in here, but it's a swag track nonetheless. We've done it many times in the other episodes of the playlist. So what's your, first of all, thoughts on original Sonora, why you made that, and then your thoughts on this one?
I don't really know why I originally made Sonora.
Yeah, of course. It's obviously an old one, but yes.
Actually, I wanted to make a Speed Bowl track because I remember that was the time that I was dating Ona. Ooh. And we used to go to the Speed Bowl in Waterford. So,
okay.
I wanted to make a track that was like that, and that's the track that we ended up racing on. So that's why I made that track for the video that I made.
Oh, is that the one you guys made in the video where you played together or some shit?
Yes.
Damn. Too bad that video doesn't exist anymore. So
oh no, dude! I can't.
Dude made a video with Ona. I'm fucking done. It's kind of cringe, bro.
No, it's not what I'm fucking laughing at, dude. I'll take that, thanks.
Shut up. What are you laughing at then, dumpster?
The fucking fact that her fucking name was messed up at graduation, dude. Like, that was some fucking wild ass names, dude. Like fucking Spanish fucking shit and German shit and Polish shit and fucking. Well, I mean, Gwizdowski is Polish, but.
It's some like Chinese names. They got those perfectly right. And they're like.
Well, no, because the Chinese kids like. Fucking go by a different name. Not all of them, but
yeah, but
they usually have
still
like a name that's easier or more like an English,
but
kind of translation.
her fucking name, dude. How do you get Anna wrong, dude? Oh my god, I was fucking done, dude. Good. I was at
Like she knows all the people like well who fucking did that shit, so they shouldn't pronounce her name wrong.
like, bro. Oh my god. At at your graduation, obviously, I was there to see you and had to see Ona, because well, she was
No,
my.
you can't see Ona
I
and
did not, but like I was there. I was at your graduation with your parents. I wasn't gonna be like, damn, I hate this bitch, but
alright, Cameron, you really don't. Hate's a strong word. Like
it's a meme. Goddamn. But I didn't want
it's
to.
really not.
Nah, I don't want to be like, damn, I kind of don't care. But because if you don't know, I was campaigning in school for you guys to not be a thing. Um, but I was gonna just so I was there. I was like, okay, cool.
Campaigning.
I was, dude. How many races in this game have I scrolled through?
Alright, Gamer, why'd you make the bull ring?
No, we're not done with this conversation. How many races did I scroll through that said make Casey great again on it, dude? But yeah, besides the fact that I was dying literally from the heat, I was also dying from the fact that I said her name wrong in the stands, bro. That was the one part that like saved me from absolutely fucking dying.
Heat exhaustion.
Yeah, literally, dude.
Bro, did I
Like,
ever tell you about the time that I fucking took LSD and forgot to drink water, and it was like a super fucking hot day, and I almost like I had like a heat stroke.
no.
Bro, I fucking it wasn't even like I didn't think it was that hot. I mean, it was a summer day, but I didn't think it was that hot out.
This is your race.
3, 2, 1, go. And LSD is it's a weird drug. It messes with your senses. So
Now, I do just want to say we're not condoning drug use. At least I'm not. He may, but
oh yes, yeah. Well, I'm just talking about it, and I'm talking about a previous experience that I had. I mean, I'm not using it. I'm not. I'm just talking about it, which is goes in accordance with YouTubers guidelines. So, yeah. So LSD is a interesting drug. It messes with your senses. So touch, taste, smell, hearing, and whatever the last one is.
seeing.
Sight, yeah. So clearly you get hallucinations. So you see things not really that aren't there, but you see things that are there in like a different way. So like everything that you do see, like plants and like patterns in the walls or the ceiling, for example. If you have a popcorn ceiling, like the one with all like the
Yeah, I know what a
weird
popcorn
dots,
ceiling is. I have.
yeah, that shit like looks like it's coming down on you. Like if you're on LSD and you get like really
It also
strong
is when like
hallucinations.
Inchon decides to pull it down.
And another one of those senses that it messes with is your body temperature. So you can either get like extremely cold or extremely hot when it's not
Cool, dude. Can you speed
that.
this up? Like, how hard is it to fucking explain that you got fucking heat stroke, dude?
When it's not that cold or hot. So yeah.
God damn it, dude. You spent fucking
You
5
don't want to
minutes.
fucking explain your shit. When
I was
fucking told
literally
you
waiting,
here,
and you're just like,
you're
well.
son.
He's like, well, like, it messes with your senses. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. So, I made that track with the. First of all, it's not a track that gets featured in the race playlist.
Why did it then?
because I think that it was one that I made that was good. I just think it's not one that will be one for us to race frequently, if that makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Well, if you let me explain, then it will. So, first of all, a bull ring is a very, very small racetrack. It's one that's super close. It's like a quarter-mile kind of track. They're very small. So I wanted to make that, and this is like the smallest track you can make in GTA, like checkpoint-wise. I'm sure there's other ways you can do it, but that's the best I could get it. And it's just one that's fun to race with people. I had a lobby of 30 people in it, and it was absolute chaos. So it's fun for that. It's one of those things that definitely provides some good racing in that sense. But it's not something that really works frequently for the post. It worked, for this episode, but it's not something I want to feature all the time, as it's just not the best racing for two people. But it's very good for like a big lot. So why don't you explain to us the Moon Lagoon 2, gamer?
Real quick, what are the points?
184 for me, 168 for you.
So the reason I made Moon Lagoon 2 originally was because I had made Moon Lagoon, just the original Moon Lagoon, and it had an issue to where the water was clipping through the track or almost through the entire track because of how low it was to the water, to the surface. And so I had to scrap the track, and I've learned just after Moon Lagoon how to make that type of track and clip things together and stuff like that. And so I made Moon Lagoon, and I did all the track pieces and everything like that, and I thought it was a great race, but I couldn't edit it and make it, like just a little bit higher so that it didn't get fucked up in the water.
Still exists though, right?
It does still exist, yes. So I made this one, Moon Lagoon 2, and it has the same. That's why it's the same location, because Moon Lagoon is not raceable, or it's raceable, but it's not like the best. So I made it the same location, and I tried to capture all the elements of Moon Lagoon 1. So with the curved U-turn and the Joker lap, which is the only open wheel race that has one. Also,
does it?
The jump here. So, I just wanted to kind of capture what the original Moon Lagoon was on this track, and I think I hit that pretty well. And then, of course, we have two other ones, but those are different. Did you fall in the water, gamer?
Yep. I hit the wall and got up on my wheels and kind of missed the enough speed in there, so. But I still sent it so I could respawn at least across the jump. I'm sure we'll feature Moon Lagoon 3 and 4.
You have to wait.
You can wait, I mean. Three, 2, 1, go.
Alright. What do you mean the jump?
3, 2, 1, go. Of course, as earlier, the first race we did was the Noon Lagoon, of course, inspired by this series of tracks.
Holy shit, that pass. Of course, I have a little bit of a better pass. Holy fuck. Goes for the hard push to the corner. Oh my fucking god, that tight corner! This is gonna be close. This is gonna be fucking close, dude.
I mean, yeah, I expected you to wait, so that's why I didn't go, but okay.
Wait, because of what?
When I pushed you in there, that's why I didn't take off.
I didn't get fucked up.
I mean, yeah, I would have won that race if you didn't do that, though. But it's okay.
I wish you would have kept going, because that would have been dank to kind of race with you.
It would have been, but you didn't wait.
It didn't, because I recovered, game right.
That's fine. I don't care, dude. So.
It's upsetting because we missed out on a good race conclusion. I like that. I like when we finish really close and have a really tight race.
So you have won 3 of the 4 in this round, guaranteedly. So.
All right, the last race, 16-16, is the Zancudo Airbase Circuit. It is one of the better tracks that I think that I made. It's an open wheel track, but it has not been played too much. Kind of changed it, and then had a bunch of tracks that came out around the time that this one did, so after the change, and then it kind of got phased out. But
all right, 193 for me, 187 for you, gamer. So as with most playlists, pretty much besides the last episode, that wasn't necessarily as close, but most of the previous before that, it comes down to who wins the last race. Tell us a little bit about this track game before it gets too intense.
so basically, this track.
It's your countdown as well.
3, 2, 1, go. Basically, this track, I had wanted to make a track in the Airbase, and I guess this is what came out of it. It kind of reminds me of the one that's originally here, but I kind of definitely put my own spin on it.
Of course, that being the Rockstar created one.
Yes.
Which I think is the best Rockstar created open wheel track, so. Big fan of that one. I think that you did a good job with your own interpretation of it. It is kind of weird that it didn't really get featured in.
Three, two, one, go. Featured in what?
Featured in really many playlists at all, or if any, I don't know.
I don't think it has it.
What a move! Gotta admit, that was a brilliant takeout, gamer.
That was pretty good, gamer.
Because you gotta be careful riding the curbs here. There's a few items sticking out, which does make it interesting. It's especially fun seeing people that don't know this track just smashing into that fence. And then quitting out because they're mad. Imagine quitting out over this race.
It's one of the easiest fucking ones that I've created.
Oh my god.
Elysian Loop and this one are probably the easiest F1 tracks that I've made. And Elysian Loop is moderately difficult. 3, 2, 1, go. Only because of the turn.
Through the toll booth?
No. The turn through after the pits and shit.
Oh my god.
3, 2, 1, go. The last turn on Elysian Loop.
Oh. Oh, Elysian Loop. I thought you said the loop.
Damn it, gamer.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry.
3, 2, 1, go. Holy shit.
I meant to just push you down that
Experience that.
straight. God damn it.
Did you get your 50 RP, gamer?
I don't know, dude. Did I? Oh. Gamer's gone.
I don't think you could do that, gamer. I think you're disqualified.
I was still in the pits.
No, because you passed the pit, gamer.
I did not. I was still in the
We're
pit
gonna have to
area.
check the rules. We're gonna have to check the rules, but I think that was that possibly could have been a disqualifier. That thing you just pulled there, because you were past the pits. the pit stop that heals you. You were past that. Hold on, my controller died. You were past that, and okay, you're good to go. You were past that, and I don't know, gamer.
I still stayed in the pit lane area though.
Yeah, I know you stayed in the pit lane area, but you passed the actual pit box to get that lap, and you continue since that was a whole separate lap that you went on. I don't know. I think we have to go check the rules. I'll have to see what it says.
I mean, I'm just a loophole expert at this point.
No, I mean that gamer, you could be disqualified for that. I'm just saying, like that was a wild move. But I mean, I'm sure in the rules it says you can't use the pits for a shortcut, and you can't go back in the pit. So we're gonna have to see slightly on those two rules.
See, I don't think there's a go backwards in the pits though. I think it's you can't go back into the pits, but nothing says you can't go backwards in the pits.
We're gonna have to see. It's very controversial. Ooh, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
I like to play just outside the rules, you know?
It would be a very fucking big shot if you...
Because as it stands, that is lap 4 laps led. Or 3 laps led, whatever. So... that could very well determine who wins this race playlist. Of course, if I enter the points now and it says you win, then it doesn't matter what the rules say. But
also, I think that using the pits as a shortcut would be constituted in this case because the pit checkpoint is a little bit closer than the actual checkpoint on the race by a couple inches.
all right, I mean we'll take a look at the rule book, of course.
And how you approach it is possible to use it as a shortcut if you approach it right, which you did.
Because as it stands right now, the points, I have 205 and you have 200.
I got the playlist bonus points, right?
You did.
Okay. Now you could possibly be disqualified. Let's check it out.
Ooh, this is spicy.
Is it the pits?
Is there anything in the open wheel rules section?
1 pit stop is required. 2 of 3 tire compounds supposed to use in a race. 5-lap race. Can't pit on last lap. If you don't pit, you get disqualified from the race, and you don't earn first or second place. Laps led and fastest lap points. If you get disqualified, if you miss the pits, you cannot go back to avoid. Or if you miss the pits, you cannot go back to pit to avoid disqualification. So you didn't miss to avoid disqualification. That's not what that was.
It's like playing like a board game here, and we're just like reading through the rule book at the end. Like, how do you win?
Drive slow until the damaged car pits. Wait at the end of the pits for. Okay, it wasn't a virtual safety car. The pits cannot be used as a shortcut.
Okay.
it looks like for all of the other rules for the pit and yeah, it looks like for all the other rules that the pit is a disqualification if you like, let's say if you miss the pits, you can't go back to avoid disqualification. Otherwise, it's a disqualification. If
Yes.
you don't pit, you get disqualified from the race. So, I mean, all the other rules set for the pit, like breaking the pit rules, are disqualification from that race.
Uh-huh.
And, I mean, it says the pits can't be used as a shortcut. And I think that in the sense, if we look at what happened, the fact that I did go in there, I did have a little bit of time ahead of you, and you used the pits to get ahead, take that lap, and then go back. I think that counts as a shortcut.
I mean, I feel it's one of those things that the shortcut in the pit rule is for if you drive all the way through it. I didn't drive all the way through it.
Well, no, I realize that. But in this case, again, we have to look at things case by case. In this case, you had used the pit to get the checkpoint. Because the way the checkpoint was positioned, it was a little bit closer than if you would have had the drive on the road, the main road. And you didn't take the pits as you went through, therefore using it as a shortcut because you're supposed to take the pits when you go through it.
I did take the pits when I went through it, though. I just backed up into it.
No, I'm saying you went through, you skipped the pit to go to the next lap, which I think that being the next lap would constitute you skipping the pit.
My
The fact
brakes
that
are
you
cool.
drove past the pit, you went on to the next lap, and then you went back instead of pitting before you went to the next lap, starting a whole different, thing.
My brakes were cold. I couldn't stop in time.
Alright, I think we have an issue here. So, you're not gonna wanna, admit to wanting the rules to be like that. And I'm not gonna want to admit the rules to be like that, because I feel like we're both in the right. Like, I feel like that was a genius loophole, and I definitely did have to look back at the rules to see, but I do think that was a shortcut. But I think the way that we can resolve this, and if you're fine with it and agree with it, then we can do it. It's a tiebreaker race. Playlist.
Tiebreaker race or tiebreaker race playlist?
Tiebreaker race playlist.
So does best of three like we did the other day?
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like we have to do, because it's best of tracks, right?
Yeah.
We have
Three
to
more
do
best of tracks.
tracks that we made, right?
Definitely.
So here's the thing. I think we each have one that we made that you get to pick, right? We each get to pick. Now let's pick the other person's race, okay?
What?
So we're going to pick 3 tracks, okay?
Yeah.
To make it fair, we're going to do a replay of the track we made together, because that's the only one that we can, make it even, so we're not picking one person's 2 and one person's only getting 1, right? So we replay Power City, and then you pick one track that I made, and I pick one track that you made, and that will be our tiebreaker playlist.
I pick a race that you made.
Yes. One track that I made that you thought was goated. It can be one that's in the playlist. It can be one that's not already of the ones we did today. And then I'll do the same for you.
Alright.
So, let me make that. And then I do think we need to reevaluate the pit rules once the bus is over.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's do... Do you have one in mind that I made that you want to do?
I did.
Now remember, it can't be a open wheel race either. No open wheel and no rally.
Alright, I'll go my race.
Which one are you picking?
Ftx Los Santos boring.
Ooh, okay. My pick for you is going to be Vermont Sonora Endurance.
Ooh. This is gonna be close. I was hoping you'd pick Zizix. But nonetheless, I think that Vermont will definitely be a dang track.
Alright, the first one we get is the FTX Los Santos bullring. You are being invited right now, gamer.
Oh. This place just got more intense. Hold on. Don't start it.
Who would have thought? Tiebreaker at 3 a.m. Of course, this is the first ever time that we've had somebody win a playlist. And then there'd be a tiebreaker. Again, I had 205, he had 200, of course. Very controversial potential ending.
Alright, we're good.
So let's jump into it here. Of course, we will have to modify those rules just a little bit too. Is it maybe better to define what we're calling the pits? Of course, in overtime, or not overtime, it's going to be called overtime. I'm going to change it. Tiebreaker, best of 3, so first to win 2. There's no lap points, no fastest lap, no weight up, no open wheel, and no rally with Joker laps. So it all purely comes down to who can get 2 of the 3 wins. So first ever time we've had a tiebreaker featuring tracks that we just raced. Because normally we have a tiebreaker playlist set, but of course those aren't tracks that you made, so we won't be doing it. And also the first time we've ever had somebody ahead on points but go into a tiebreaker. Which I think this is a good way to solve a very close controversial ending. If it was something where it was like the points wouldn't matter in the end there, but
Well, I mean, for this race, I think it was needed because, like, if that race was disqualified, then, or if you were disqualified from that race because of what you did, then I would have won because of the points.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think in a situation like this, again, where it's so close that you would have won the playlist, like, I feel like it works. If it's something where me getting disqualified had no effect on the playlist, that thing doesn't matter, but
That was some short material, gamer. Yeah, probably that fucking hits in a fiasco. One reason why we're here in today's playlist is because of that fucking pit, dude. Fuck. Yes, I fucking needed that, dude. Holy shit. Ah.
alright. What's it gonna be? Power City or Sonora?
Which Sonora?
Sonora, Vermont.
Oh,
Power City it is. Once Gamer gets out of the clouds. There we go.
this is gonna be interesting. I have the advantage here.
You do. It's a must-win
Wait, Gamer,
race.
did I win the last? No, you won the last one. Because of the fucking donuts. No. the last playlist.
The most recent playlist, I won. I've won the last two. I won the tiebreaker playlist where you did your donuts and I beat you last second. And the most recent playlist I won, it wasn't as close. It started out close, but race 8 it kind of fell apart a little bit from our closeness, and then you had your 20-point bet to the winner or whatever the hell. Of course, this buzz definitely goes in your favor here because all three of these are tracks that you won already.
And I'm one ahead.
If it wasn't the rule of picking open wheel tracks, I would have definitely picked Jeddah. But brilliant.
Laps don't matter.
I feel that if our players didn't have laps, like lap points, it would definitely make the playlist less interesting because doing a 5-lap race, like, it's so cool. That's something kind of meaningful every single lap.
Yeah. Which is why the point-to-point races are fun.
Of course, we do have point-to-point race on deck if I win this one. Of course, it's important to build this lead and be smart through these corners. Of course, there are no catch-ups or wait-ups. So, catch-up is on, but there are no wait-ups for anybody, so... That was an interesting pick that you had for the Ftx Los Santos board.
What do you mean?
I was not expecting that to be your pick.
Oh.
Was there a reasoning behind that pick?
It's just one of the most recent races that I thought that was really dang. I think it was another race that I thought was really dang, but I couldn't remember the name of it and I didn't have it bookmarked.
That one?
No.
I think that was an interesting pick. I think that there definitely was an advantage to doing that because the track that I designed it using and designed it basically for was the Buffalo. Like, I tested it with it. Owning the Buffalo was what inspired that track. Was because I'm like, this car it's very quick. It just races really, really well. So it was inspired for that track. So to not be able to use it, it definitely was an advantage to you in that sense for that track as well, because there's no other car that races nearly as well on it. And you already had that experience of which car worked on it because you don't own it from multiple times on it. So once in practice and then once already in the playlist. So that's a solid pick.
Why
for
didn't
it.
you pick that car?
Why didn't I pick what?
That car.
The Buffalo?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the whole time we've been agreeing that I wasn't going to use it until you owned it, so...
No, not that. The fucking Dominator, dude.
Oh, because I thought that I mean, I was doing good until, like, the last lap in that one, so... I don't like racing that one. If you may be wondering why we don't use the Buffalo until he owns it, that car is absolutely insane in the muscle car class and blows every other car away. That thing's basically like a sports car or a supercar in the class, so it's a bit overpowered for other ones, so if you don't have it, it's impossible to beat. Like, when I bought it, I didn't think I would get that much of an advantage in that one race that I blew you back with it. Final lap of the Power City Grand Prix. Got a pretty sizable gap. Oh, you're just heading on to the T part now, gamer? You have some crashes in this race, gamer?
A little bit. There you
All right. Coming here to cross the line. And it's on to Vermont Sonora Super Cross Rally Special Stage.
Endurance.
That too. Of course, DNFs do not matter in this. It's purely 2 wins. It's better to get a DNF actually in the tiebreaker than it is in the actual playlist.
Alright, next race decides it.
This will be a supercar race, so we'll get muscle sports and supercars in this.
This is gonna be insane, dude. Oh no.
So
I'm ready
gamer,
for it though.
if you get really far ahead, are you gonna do a burnout this time?
I might.
Do we get another short moment here in the end? I know you said that there was one that you thought throughout this playlist, so we'll see what you got. Now, I see you got some rally tires on there, gamer.
So you noticed?
Yeah, I noticed you had it on your Tele GTO as well.
Yeah, I mean, doesn't slow the vehicle down. It helps the traction. I mean, why not? And I knew it would be useful in this race. I didn't know it would come down to this, but I'm glad that I made that change. Oh, this thing's fucking nailing me. It is interesting to do this race with the gates not mattering.
Yeah, because now it just becomes basically a regular point-to-point race.
Oh, fuck. Alright, 2 bumps that I was worried about. Over. I flipped on that shit sometimes. You ever flipped on that shit, gamer?
All the time, dude.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not just full log? Gamer.
What?
Are you sure you're not just pulling my leg, gamer?
No, I definitely get messed up on it.
Holy fuck, I hear you, I hear you, I hear you, no! Yes! Alright, Garrus, so looks like your loophole is invalid.
I just like how when I come up with loopholes, we gotta do some bullshit. But yeah, good job, you won. Congrats.
Garrus, I said it was a great loophole. And like you said,
no. Listen, you won. It's cool. It's just kind of toxic that both times I came up with loopholes, it was problematic, and the previous times you came up with loopholes, we just accepted it and moved on. But yeah, good job, you won. It's a big dub. It's a big achievement, gamer.
also, I think this also breaks the uh, a wild rule of losing in the race playlist and winning in the actual playlist with a DNF.
Yeah, basically.
I think that's happened like once or twice before, so never mind. But
So that was that. Thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. And we'll see you guys in the next one.